Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today I'm going to be going over my Stamina Sorcerer build for the Deadlands chapter. As always, liking the video helps me so much, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do that. So guys, without further ado, let's get to the build. Alright guys, let's get started. First, let's look at our character sheet. We're going to have 12 points into health, and we're going to have 52 points into stamina. This is going to get a nice little chunky amount of health and a actual nice amount of stamina on a sorcerer build. So I really like that. So this is why I have it distributed that way. We're also going to be an Imperial as our race on this, so I really think that's going to help our sustain with that and gain that max health, and max stamina does help a lot. We're going to be using the Lady as our Mundus so that we get that physical and spell resistance increased. You know, we're a little squishy before this, so I was even thinking about going Vamp Stage 3 on this. I'm going to do a little bit more testing, but I really like the build so far. So right now, I think that it's fine without it, but I think that if I go Vamp Stage 3, it could really help. And then I'm going to be using Garlic Cod Potato Crust. This is going to increase our max health and our max stamina as much as possible out of any food, so that's why I use this one. And then as our sets on our front bar, we're going to be using our Briarheart Greatsword in the Sharpen trait. What Briarheart does is it gets a critical chance, max stamina, another critical chance, and then when you deal critical damage, you increase your weapon and spell damage by 445 for 10 seconds. And then while that effect is active, your critical strikes heal you for 238 health. So that's a nice bit of extra damage, and also some healing when you're going offensive too. So don't sleep on that. It's really good. I like it a lot. This is there's a lot of other sets that you should use as your front bar, and it's very interchangeable. You can use stuff like Deadlands or something like that, but I'm really liking Briarheart for this. It's really helpful, especially with your Hurricane going off and proccing. It's really nice. On our back bar, we're going to be using Black Rose Dual Wield. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhone, and our offhand is going to be Powered. What Black Rose does, I have the perfected one, so I'm going to get that extra 103 stamina recovery. Then the two-piece is going to be dealing damage with Spectral Blade, or Spectral Cloak. Grants me a Spectral Cloak. Goddamn, for 2 seconds, increasing my or reducing my damage taken and increasing my damage done by 6%. So if I'm brawling out with Quick Cloak active, I'm going to increase my damage, and I'm also going to reduce my damage taken. So that's why I'm really liking Black Rose Dual Wield right now on this as a back bar. Our monster set is going to be Magma Incarnate, as always. And then before we even get to the monster set, as you can see, all of our body pieces are going to have the Prismatic enchant on it. Do I even have to say that anymore in my build videos? I say that every time. Anyways, we're going to be using a heavy helmet for Magma Incarnate in Reinforced, and we're going to be using a medium shoulder for Magma Incarnate in Impen. And what Magma Incarnate does is you get that magic and stam recovery for the one piece, and then for the two piece, you're going to get that minor courage and minor resolve by healing yourself or an ally with a single target heal, which is going to increase your weapon damage and your armor by 215 and then 3k respectively. So, and then that also goes to your group. So you're getting a nice little bit of tankiness, and then also you're increasing your weapon damage. So that's really nice. As our chest piece, I am running Wretched Vitality in the Reinforced trait. I'm loving Wretched Vitality right now. It is so much fun. You get to just build into damage just by having this set active, so I love it. The two piece is magic recover, the three piece is stamina recovery, and the four piece is weapon and spell damage. And then the five piece is when you're near combat, applying a major or oh my god, I'm sorry, I can't talk today. Applying a major buff or a debuff to a target grants you 260 magic and stamina recovery for 15 seconds. Then also while in combat, applying a minor buff or debuff to a target grants you 130 magic and stamina recovery for 15 seconds. And you can constantly reapply that while you're in combat. So that's gonna be up basically 100% of the time. I don't see that ever going down when you're in a fight. So that's just a free 400 recuv on the 5 piece, and then an extra 126 on the 2 and 3 piece. So that's just so much free recovery for no reason. I absolutely love it. On top of that, you're also the recovery you get from a potion as well. It's actually so much fun. I love this set so much. Our waist piece is going to be medium Wretched Vitality and Impen. Hands, same thing, medium Impen, Wretched Vitality. Legs, heavy Wretched Vitality in Reinforced. And our feet are going to be heavy Wretched Vitality in Impen. And then our 3 jewelry pieces are all going to be Briarheart with all weapon damage glyphs and all in the Swift trait. So you're going to be fast on this build. I love it. And then onto our skills. We're going to be using Dizzying Swing as our main spammable. I kind of want to experiment so that I don't have to use Dizzying Swing all the time. So I'm going to be checking out this build a little bit more, but I'm liking Dizzying Swing so far. You get a nice little burst between that and Crystal Weapon. So I'm going to keep this for now, but I'm going to be experimenting a bit. It's just going to be your main spammable. Camo Hunter is going to give you your major savagery, so it's going to increase your weapon critical, which is going to help your Briarheart go off, so that's really dope. And then also gaining minor berserk for 5 seconds when you deal critical damage from an enemy's flank, so that's pretty dope having that active at all times. And then Crystal Weapon, this is a nice little combo that you can do with Dizzying Swing. You get a lot of burst that way, and a lot of squishies that you see in Cyrodiil are not going to be able to survive just a Crystal Weapon Dizzying Swing Executioner combo. It's so much upfront damage in 2 seconds. It's really going to be difficult for a lot of people to handle that. You know, the casual players like the squishies are really going to have a bad time with that kind of setup. Critical Surge. I like Critical Surge over Rally personally because you're going to get that major brutality, which is really good. And then on top of that, when you're while active, dealing critical damage heals you for 3,366 health, and you can get that every second. So basically, if you're in combat with all the extra critical stuff that you're doing between your Briarheart and stuff, you're going to be healing that often. I would rather take a heal like that over something like a burst heal like Rally. But the only downside to having this over Rally is you don't have the minor endurance that your Rally gives, the 15% stamina recovery. But your stamina recovery is fine on this build, I'm pretty sure. So you don't have to worry about that. And then Executioner as our finishing blow, you know, using this when your enemies are low health after your Crystal Weapon Dizzying Swing combo, it's really going to help. And then Dawnbreaker, guys. Dawnbreaker is just your classic stamina ult. I love it. It hits pretty damn hard on this build, and it's pretty cheap since I'm an Imperial. It's only costs 100 ult, so it's really cheap. I like it a lot. And then on your back bar, we're going to be using Ball of Lightning as our. It's kind of like a kind of reset in a fight. You know, it's a way to kind of recover and get away. So I really like Ball of Lightning. You kind of can get away from your enemies for a bit, you know, kind of recover, get your buffs back up. Or even if you're trying to get away from a Zerg, it's really good to just use the 1 or 2 of those just to get away real quick. And then you're also really fast on top of that. So, you know, it's really helpful. Blade Cloak or Quick Cloak, this is going to be what procs your Black Rose dual wield on your back bar. So having that really helps just for that 6% damage just from the Black Rose, but also on top of that, you're getting Major Evasion for 14 seconds, reducing your AoE damage taken. So that's really good. And on top of that, you're getting Major Expedition for 4 seconds, so you can really be fast on this build. You're going to get Major Expedition from this, and then on Hurricane later on, we're going to get Minor Expedition. It's really nice. Resolving Vigor, as always, is amazing heal on any stand build. Dark Deal, this is going to be one of your main sources of sustain and a burst heal if you know how to time it right. The best way to do this is when you are CC immunity, so that way you're not getting messed up with that. So definitely make sure that you do this right. Don't be just spamming this willy-nilly in the middle of a fight. Definitely be smart about it. Know like when to use it after your CC immune and stuff like that, and you're going to be able to sustain really well. Hurricane, this is going to be your source of major resolve as well. So you're going to increase your physical and spell resistance by 6k. And on top of that, you're going to get Minor Expedition as well, increasing your movement speed by 15% during this time. And on top of that, you're going to be getting damage done to your enemies. And this can crit on top of that too. So this could proc your Briarheart, stuff like that. I like Hurricane a lot. It's a reason why everybody uses it on Stamsorc. I love it. And then I use Summon Charge Atro on my back bar. You can use a bunch of different ults, but I like this one for 2 reasons. One, the AoE damage on this is actually nuts. I love it. Like, it really helps you in a fight. You can kite around it. It takes damage for you, and it does a bunch of damage to all enemies nearby, and it can focus a single target. It's really nice. And on top of that, you get the passive for having the stamina recovery under Daedric Protection. So you're going to get that stamina recovery increased by 20% on your back bar too. So that's huge if you're just kiting in a fight and you're just stuck on your back bar. Just see having your stamina recovery increased by 20% is huge. And then lastly, let's go on to the champion points. Our blue tree, our 4 main slottables are going to be Ironclad, Resilience, Master at Arms, and Untamed Aggression. And as always, for the other stuff, just fill it in accordingly, according to how much CP you have. You know, Tireless Discipline is really important on this. Eldritch Insight, really important to get your Dark Deal up. Our red tree is going to be, our 4 slottables are going to be Pain's Refuge, Boundless Vitality, Fortified, and I love Celerity. We're really going to be at movement speed cap on this build. I am going to love it. Having that extra 10% movement speed is really nice. You can always switch it around to something like Rejuvenation or something like that, or even Juggernaut, but I just think it's funny to use that. And then our green tree, only 3 things we need are right here: Breakfall, Rationer, and Liquid Efficiency. Those are the 3 only important things for PvP. And just to see how fast we can go on this build, this is me sprinting with both my minor and major expedition up. It's so fast. I absolutely love it. And then let's look at our how our stats look too. We get all the way up to 7,432 weapon damage, so that's really nice on top of that. And then on our back bar, if we look at it, if we're in combat, we're proccing our Wretched Vitality. Our recovery is all the way up to 1857 stamina recovery, which on a Stamsorc, that's a lot. So there's a reason why I like Wretched Vitality, guys. It's so good. And our magic recovery is really high too, 1432, it just said. So that's going to really help you be able to use your Dark Deal a lot too. So I really like this build, guys. And this is without even any Cyrodiil buffs, like any scroll buffs or anything. So there's a reason why I'm going to like this build. I absolutely love it. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment. Commenting really helps me. So we're going to play another game in the comments. Guys, tell me your favorite cartoon character of all time. It doesn't have to be a kid's cartoon. It could be anime. It can be any kind of cartoon. Tell me your favorite cartoon characters in the comments. So guys, if you also want to keep in touch, I have all the socials in the description. But that's going to be it. I'll stop talking. Don't worry, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Later.